I got another video for you today. Today, actually, I'm going to be talking about why General Glauca is super strong. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Uh, and I've come up with a couple of things, both from the movie, some of my research websites, and from playing this video game as well, Final Fantasy 15. And I'll put it all together to help you understand why General Glauca was so strong. All right, let's first off, in the movie we see it starts off with King Regis and Noctis actually going to Tenebrae to see Queen Silva, and during that time, the Niflheim army came and invaded Tenebrae to basically kill King Regis and Noctis, and General Glauca was there. And General Glauca killed the queen, who was the mother of Ravis and Lunafreya. And Lunafreya we know as the Oracle, or not the Oracle, sorry. She's basically the guide to help lead Noctis in the path to reclaim his throne. And Ravis is the brother of Lunafreya, who actually joined the Niflheim Empire and is also super strong. And this will actually, his power, why he's so strong, will correlate with General Glauca. So he invades Niflheim and battles King Regis for a short period because King Regis was actually able to push him back and throw him off, right? So that's the beginning. By the way, this is spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen the movie or who hasn't played this game yet. So I do caution everyone who is listening to know that this is a spoiler. So, to begin, General Glauca is Titus Draudus. He is the captain of the Kingsglaive. So he actually plays two parts. He plays the Kingsglaive captain, and he's actually the Imperial captain for the Niflheim army. With that, you know he's got to be at least somewhat strong, right? To become captain of an army that pushes back the Imperial army pretty well, fighting off all the demons and all the soldiers. And to become captain of that, you got to have some good status. Likewise, if you are the captain of the Imperial army, to be able to control all those, to be able to release all those demons, with confidence and to be able to manage them, you have to have some sort of, strengthening status as well. So you see throughout the whole movie that you don't see General Glaucus as much until up until the point where Niflheim decides to make this treaty peace with King of Lucis. And then you see him a little bit, but he doesn't do too much action beforehand. Up until the point where the Glaives actually go and try to rescue the princess Lunafreya, because General Glauca decides to say, hey, you should go back to the ship. Basically, it was diversions, and they attack the king, and they just started this whole war. So General Glauca was then fighting King Regis, and King Regis and his men was fighting General Glauca. So the big point where you see how strong he is when one of King Regis's men, was holding a big great sword, came towards him, and Glauca basically just slaps him across the face, and he flies across the room and smashes to the wall. But at the same time, Glauca takes a sword and just throws at him before he hits the wall, and it pierces him and kills one of the Imperial officer, or one of the Empire's officers. So I was like, whoa. You know, you have to have some precision, some strength to just do that. It's stated that his armor has regenerative abilities because of the demon's energy. And now, here's where I go to the video game story. So, up until chapter, I would like to say 7 or 8, one of the two. But it's when you go into the Vesper pool, you meet up with Arden. He takes you to Aranea Highwind, and you actually, she gets to be in your party because Gladio decides to do his own thing. So she's with your party, and you go through these ruins trying to find the mithril ore. I think towards the end of it, she starts to, you talk to her a little bit. She starts to explain, and I can't remember if it's her or actually Arden. But around this time, they explain that some of the Imperial army uses the energy of the demons. They've basically been experimenting on them and uses that demon's energy and infuse it into these robots that you see when you play the game. So basically, they're not human, but they're being controlled by this energy. So what I think is that they did that same experiment and gave that armor to General Glauca, and it gave him that special power because when General Glauca was able to fight King Regis was basically, even though he's an old guy, and he basically said that if he was younger, he could possibly beat General Glauca, but because he was older, he would have a hard time. He basically blasted him with lightning magic and was fighting him with his royal arms, and it was doing some damage, but it was not pushing Glauca back this time. He was actually to hold his stance and be able to push through King Regis' magic. And that armor infused with the demon's energy probably helped him to be able to get that strength to do that. And that's why he was able to basically beat King Regis, was because, one, King Regis was old, and two, these demons that they experiment on, these demons that you see at night are basically regarded as like the night gods of, the land. And they're very dangerous. Like I go through, like, I'm not that high of a level. I'm only around like a little bit above 60. Actually, what am I? I'm 70. 72. But sometimes I have a hard time with these fire giants. They're basically iron giants, but with a big fire sword, and they're red. They have very high defense and can, hit quite a bit. So, if you get something bigger and you experiment with that, and you fuse it into Glauca's armor, basically, he's gonna be super strong. Like, I have a bounty now where I'm gonna fight that big bird that you see in the beginning of the game, big zoo. I'm about to fight that, or I could if I wanted to right now. So that's why General Glauca is so strong, is because the experiment on these demons' energy to be able to infuse into either armor or into human. Now, why I say into human, because I believe the same thing happened to Ravis, or Ravis, however you say his name. If you play the game, Ravis and Noctis, they both encounter each other when you destroy a fort, right? Towards the end of it, he comes in and he says, "What are you doing?" And Noctis is basically like, "Yo, get off my back. Why are you with the Imperial Army?" And then they go at it, but Ravis, he basically just like pushes Gladio, Noctis, and he basically just pushes the people around very easily. So I think he got that same power the same way. He basically took over Glauca's position, and I bet he was able to do that because he was able to take the power of the demons as well, the same way Glauca was able to. So I believe that Ravis, or Ravis, however you say his name, did the same thing. So this is why General Glauca is so strong. And towards the end of the movie when he fights Noctis, or not Noctis, Nyx Ulrich, they were pretty on par with each other after, Nyx Ulrich was able to infuse himself, or at least gain the power of the Ring of Lucii, just for a short period of time. Then you see, and then this helps with the theory that demons don't really care who's who. They just basically destroy everything, every human they see. But you see General Glauca actually on top of that demon, that big old weapon-looking type monster, at the end of the movie, and the demon doesn't like attack him. So that makes me believe that because of his armor that's infused with demon energy, this demon recognized him as one of his own. So, well, not one of his own, but like one of a demon. So, he was able to control this demon while, Nyx Ulrich was able to control the king statue, the old wall. And, in the end, General Glauca loses to Nyx Ulrich, even though Nyx Ulrich will die. Spoiler alert again, I said. So this is why General Glauca is so strong. And if you want to argue about how strong he is, feel free, put it in the comment section below. He was able to beat King Regis, be on par with Nyx Ulrich. He could probably take on the whole Kingsglaive if he wanted to. His power and strength is immensible. The way he swings the sword with ease, be able to move in that armor with such speed, basically looking like he's warping around but not. And the way he tanks the attacks of everyone that is attacking him, be able to tank a car that ran straight into him as well. So please like and subscribe if you like this video. I plan to just keep playing on through the story right now. I just learned that Nyx Ulrich had a weapon that I can get, so hopefully I'll get to that point where I can get it. But right now I am enjoying just grinding out, bounties and side quests and stuff. So, yeah. So please like and subscribe if you find this information enjoyable. I'll continue to make more. I do plan on making more videos on other characters. I don't know how much information I can get out of these other three here, Gladio, Prompto, and Ignis. I'll see if I can find more, if there's like any cool background story. I'll find more on Lunafreya and her brother Aravis as well. But yeah, hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day and keep gaming on.